Hello all! So today we're going to be making peppernotters, which are Scandinavian cookies and European cookies in general that are made around the holidays. The ingredients that we will be needing are 3 eggs, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 2/3 cup of almonds, and we're using the finely chopped almonds, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of allspice, a half a teaspoon of cloves, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of water. You're going to need to grease your sheets or put silpats on them. And now set your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. After finding a mixing bowl, go ahead and crack your 3 eggs. Now go ahead and add in your white sugar and brown sugar. Then it's time to beat. Blend your ingredients together on medium speed. Now we add our 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Now I'm adding the finely chopped almonds. Next is baking soda. Now we are adding the cinnamon, the ginger, and the black pepper, all of which are very spicy and can get in your nose. Be careful. Now we add the last 2 spices, which are the allspice and the cloves. Now we're blending in all of these powdered spices into the liquid mixture, which can be a little bit hazardous, so make sure you wear PPE. Now we're going to measure out 3 cups of flour and add them into our bowl. The flour is going to make our cookies nice and dense. Now we blend until we get a really sticky, thick dough. Using a cutting board or a flat surface, prime your board with some flour and then pull the dough out onto the board and start to knead it for 1 to 2 minutes until it's nice and smooth in texture. Now grab your baking pans and roll the balls into about 1 to 1.5 inches of depth. This might take a while, so we'll check back in with you later, Hannah. The origin of these cookies date all the way back to the 1800s and could have been earlier. While we're not sure exactly when, pfeffernusse are generally believed to be of German origin, although some people believe they are Dutch cookie known as peppernoten. However, a number of Scandinavian countries have their own recipes of similar named and tasting cookies. The Scandinavian cookie peppernotters are the type of cookie that we are making today. The biggest difference in all of these cookies is the amount of spices that are added to them. Some without black pepper, some with more clove, but overall they are extremely similar. Let's get back to see how Hannah's doing. Uh-oh, looks like she's got a ways to go. Hey Hannah, have you ever wondered how these cookies came to be? Or why they're so dense and doughy? Why don't we find out? Some people say that Vikings were the first to offer up these cookies with tons of spices in them to their weary travelers. And medieval baking traditions used spices and sugar to mark church events, especially Christmas. The traditional Dutch belief links the peppernoten to the feast of Sinterklaas, celebrated on December 5th or December 6th in the Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. This is when children receive gifts from St. Nicholas, who is partially the inspiration for the Santa Claus tradition. With the widespread popularity and availability of coffee in the 1860s, it inspired after-dinner coffee table gatherings. And in the 1880s, finely milled flours, white sugar, and spices became more available to the average homemaker. Danish and Norwegian home cooks bake at least 7 different kinds of cookies, a carryover from the 19th century when the number reflected a family's wealth and status. Looks like we just caught Hannah rolling up the last ball of cookie dough. Now that we've finished balling the cookie dough, we're going to place it into our preheated oven. Set a timer for 25 minutes. With cookies in the oven, we're going to take a cup of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar, and then we're going to mix it with our water. This is going to make our glaze. Now we stir until it's nice and smooth. I actually had to add a little bit more water. Use the toothpick test to see if the cookies are ready. If there's no residue on the toothpick, the cookies are ready to be taken out. Use an oven mitt to take the cookies out of the oven, and we're going to take them off of the baking sheet as quickly as possible so that they cool. Like I said before, place them onto the baking sheet quickly. This will stop them from hardening. Once the cookies have cooled completely, dip them into our glaze, and then place it onto a wax paper sheet. For decoration and added texture, add some sliced almonds to the top of the cookie. Okay, now it's time to get some coffee of your choice. That's my boyfriend's hand. Take a cookie and dunk away.